what? It's apartment theater time. Get ready, come captains. We're setting sail.
Wow, that was
And I'm
Toot
back to
toot.
captain this ship.
so
Let's go.
much energy. Oh my
Oh,
god.
I
I'm late
return
to
and
the
Cass is
recording.
dying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my
This
turn to
episode
die
is
finally.
just chaos. I'm back. Justin's late. Cass is dying. And we watched a movie called Tone Deaf.
It's something that I imagine that Danny is.
What?
Uh,
No. I
I
can play the piano, though.
You know,
see, but she also thought she could play the piano in this movie. So,
I
My
think
parents would tell me if I'm shit, though.
oh well,
yeah.
yeah.
I learned how to play the piano in middle school, and I learned one song, and that's it.
Was it
Hot cross
chopsticks?
buns.
No, it was literally the song that he sings in the movie. The this land is my land, this land is your land. That's
That's
the
funny.
song that I learned on piano, which is really funny. I was like, oh, that's funny. And
So I'm
then I didn't
glad
have
they
much thought
listed
about it.
this movie as a comedy horror, though.
Yeah.
But dear lord,
It was
did
so.
it
Let's
just drag.
talk about the movie. The movie that we're talking about is Tone Deaf, directed by Richard Bates Jr. Uh, he directed a movie that I really liked, and then he hasn't made a movie since that I have liked. So
Mm.
it's really disappointing to be like, dude, I know you can make a really good movie. You have already made it. The movie's called Excision. Fantastic movie.
That's
But
a
oh
good
my
movie.
God.
Ugh.
A woman leaves for a quiet weekend in the country after losing her job and imploding her latest dysfunctional relationship. She rents a country house from an old fashioned widower who's struggling to hide his psychopathic tendencies. Soon, two generations collide with terrifying results. Ladies,
This lady
what
was
did
a
we think?
bitch.
What did we think of Tone Deaf?
I
I couldn't believe that I was an hour into the movie and nothing happened.
I liked that it was self-aware. That was
Yeah, it was
amusing to
self-aware.
me. And I think that's the like I guess hook with this movie is that it's self-aware, that it breaks the fourth wall.
Not even good though. Like
But it's
I
funny to
love
me.
I love a good movie that like can break the fourth
Yeah.
wall and talk to you, but it's just like
It
what
was
he was
such in
trying
like a
to do was not good for this movie.
it was very grown worthy. Like when they were talking about millennial and boomer shit, I was
Oh
like,
yeah. I
it's
think
like,
that was
please, fucking
that
stop.
felt like it was kind of the point though. That it was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just so on the nose about everything and self-aware and I don't know.
I love how shocked she was talking shit to the manager and then getting fired. Like, what? Did you guys notice the picture behind him was the Mona Lisa with his face?
No, I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
it was the
No.
Mona Lisa, but with his
Yeah.
face.
Well, it's like both girls were talking shit on him, but he chooses to fire her because she won't accept any of his advances.
What a piece of shit
Yeah.
All of
that
them
guy
were
was.
pieces of shit.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
the way
could.
my
honestly,
boss was at Spencer's, so. Well, the first time I worked at Spencer's.
yeesh.
That's literally why I got fired, too. Because I didn't
God,
put up with him. Yeah.
that's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Go
I
ahead,
couldn't
Danny.
stand any of the characters. Sorry, I had a big yawn
I
there.
I was also in the same
Yeah.
boat. I thought that the main lady was a bitch,
Yeah.
honestly.
I think bitch is
Um,
understatement.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, okay, actually there is one person that I kind of liked, and then I was like, oh, it's only because I think she's hot. It was the mom.
The mom is hot.
Oh, yeah.
The mom lives
Yeah,
on a commune, which I
Mm.
thought was pretty funny. You should
and
just come
she.
live with me in the commune. I'm like, oh, all right, that came out of left field right there.
Look, if she would have told me to go into her trailer and do the deed that that guy did,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I probably would have done that. But
Yeah, that's
also,
fair.
that's just that's just who I am. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
giver. What can I say? Uh,
This movie
but
like had a lot of things going on. Just
it didn't work.
yeah, it
It was
could have. It
it was
had
just
a good idea.
it was just too many things that it's trying to do. It felt like it was taking itself seriously for so long, and then when it decided to do comedy stuff, it was like, what are we doing? I was confused. Like, wait, was that supposed to be funny? Because it really
Yeah.
wasn't.
I was so happy when that guy died though.
Yeah.
And he like brutally beat the shit out of that dude that tried to
Mhm.
roofie her drink.
Yeah.
And then turns out to be a psychopath and have that's a horror story. I want to know what's going the fuck on. She's in the bathtub with her eyes and mouth sewn shut.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
So maybe it's because I'm not a monster of a human being to most. I'm sure there's somebody that thinks I'm the worst person ever created.
Me.
But yes,
yeah, fuck you.
I was honestly waiting for Danny to be, but Cass, I mean,
You're the worst.
You
person.
know, Justin, I love you, man.
oh,
No.
Yeah, look at that. You see, I could be loving.
it's like a backhanded love. But this is a tangent. I don't understand guys that drug women. I don't understand it. I like I know that it's just so that they can, essay or whatever, but I'm like I'm genuinely just like why do it at all? Like I guess I'm just asking, why do people do crime? Why crime?
why?
Crime's illegal.
Why crime?
So I'm just once again because I'm like, okay, I'm just because I'm not that person, but like I hate that that's even like a mentality to even have is I'm gonna roofie somebody. It's like why?
Yeah.
Why? But then again, also it's like, well, why would you murder somebody? Why would you do this and why would you do that? And it's like, it's because I just don't think about it. I'm not like, yeah, let me roofie this person. If I am striking out with somebody, why would I even? The dude already was in the hole,
Right.
figuratively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, you were already good to go, but then we find out that he's a murderer, piece of shit guy. As everybody in this movie is a huge piece of shit.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Maybe
okay, well,
not the son, David. He's questionable. Fucking
gay.
weird, but yeah, okay.
he can't
Yeah,
be
he's
bad.
gay.
He's gay.
He's gay.
He's gay.
That's what's wrong
That's
with
why
him.
the father doesn't like him.
Yeah, I was so confused at first. I was like, why is he just seeing his son with a wig on making out with another guy? And then at the end, you find out he's gay.
I mean, I figured right from the get go it was, oh, his son's an art student and he doesn't he doesn't like his lifestyle, and so like he's seeing himself in his son's art exhibits of like, dude, no, that's, and he sees every single kid as his kid of just, oh, some stupid little millennial person that just doesn't understand, where it's like where the millennial gets to say it and just be like, no, you're actually just a huge piece of shit.
Yeah, you're actually.
And you need to get the fuck over yourself.
Yep. Yeah.
Because with the mom character, we see like, no, there is an older person from like his generation that can actually be a decent human being. But then you get this person and you're like, dude, I feel like, okay, there's another movie that has done this, like almost this exact same thing, but the fourth wall breaking was a little more in your face. Like I know it's shocking that it can be this in your face and still like it's a movie called The Hunt, and it basically plays into like all political conspiracies of like, oh, well, the liberals will eat babies and stuff, and like in this movie the liberals are eating babies, but they're like, well, they're doing this and this and they are doing that, and it's like, oh my fucking god. It just shows like, oh my god, we've all just lost our fucking minds. And the main character is just like, I'm stuck in the middle of this nightmare, but I'm like, well, in my mind I'm like, well, we won't get into it, but it's like, dude, how can we this the start of this year has just been fucking stupid. All right, I can't deal. How am I a woman?
I ask myself that.
I ask myself that every day. How am I a woman?
feel like we're in a really bad game of D&D.
We're in the bad place.
At some point, Justin's little rant that he just went on, we're gonna, I hope, listen to this many years down the line, and I hope not remember why Justin declares that he's a woman.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, to somebody somewhere, that's gonna make zero sense. And that's funny to me. And also not funny at all. It's all stupid. Everything is stupid.
I wish there was more to this. We've ran into this again. There is not much that happens in this movie. This lady goes on a retreat with herself that she can escape her reality for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's in this
she takes LSD
shithole town. Just Bumpkinville, filled with horrible human beings who shouldn't have a pulse, but unfortunately are stealing oxygen from the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the girl giving the horrible car wash, she just liked her drugs. She didn't really do anything, just drugs.
But yeah, it's just like, I don't know the point I'm trying to make, but I'm just like, I'm so frustrated, and I just want to crash out.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Mm-hmm. Like, when am I going to get to a point where I'm just going to be like, all right, that's it. I'm going sicko mode. I'm fighting everybody.
I mean,
this went from a movie podcast to just ranting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's usually what we do, but
we're basically, this is a podcast to us, so I mean, we can do whatever we want.
Everything is bad, guys. Everything is bad.
I don't like going on the internet right now because I usually see something new and stupid.
I've deleted most of the apps and stuff. Like, I deleted Reddit, I've deleted Facebook, Instagram. I want to get rid of Twitter, but for some reason that's the only way my brother communicates with me.
That's annoying.
I'm like, and Facebook Messenger is the only way that Dylan messages me, and I'm like, we all just text each other again?
Right? Like, can we just text each other?
It's driving me insane.
Like, we all have I'm like, we literally have phones that have this ability. It's, like, fucking built into them. You don't have to download an app for it anymore.
Well, guys,
like,
did you see that he's trying to get himself for a third term already?
Yeah.
I'm going to throw myself into a wood chipper. And that's kind of how I felt when watching this movie. Because I feel like the political commentary that this movie was making was just so overdone and boring and stupid. And the humor didn't work ever. And it felt like such a tonal shift switch.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all shitty people.
I feel like
again,
when this movie came out in 2019, it probably was maybe a little bit better, because we weren't as tired of. I mean, we were still tired of the millennial versus boomer bullshit,
right?
Because that's all this movie is millennial versus boomer. But now that we've gone through a pandemic, world health crisis, and whatever the fuck we're going through now.
Round two,
y'all.
Maybe this is just a fever dream.
The comedy in this doesn't land. At least I don't like, not for us.
Yeah, the comedy. The only time I found anything funny was when they were fighting.
Yeah, like we're tired of it.
As someone that wears glasses, if my glasses were broken,
I'd kill somebody.
And also I would be like, I'm not going down I mean, I can see just fine without my glasses. It's more of seeing things like in better focus, like a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I can't see things that are super far away, but I can see.
Mm-hmm.
I am not going to walk down some fucking stairs if I am just blind.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or put a spider in your eye. She
that,
had to feel that. She had to have felt that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no fucking way. Even in a, like, chaotic sort of state, as somebody who used to wear contacts, you would definitely know the feeling of your contact versus the feeling of a fucking exoskeleton bug. you would know.
That was still alive after
You
it, like,
would
was
know.
probably drowning in that freaking saline.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm
the thing
like,
would have
how
been
would-
dead. There's no air in it too. It would just be
Yeah.
dead.
It would just be dead. Because it was
If
in there
like
for
it happened
hours.
like 5 minutes later, he put the
Mhm.
spider in, and 5 minutes later, then sure, I could see the thing still being alive. But are we talking like at least 2 days?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like there's no fucking way. It doesn't make any sense.
I know this movie did a good job of making me hate every single character.
Yeah.
So
We know.
Maybe that's the point, is that everybody sucks.
Everybody's insufferable.
Everybody's
Yeah.
insufferable. Anyway.
I just think like the movie was actually fucking interesting when the girl and the older guy are yelling at each other, trying to kill each other, and then have it like he's freaking out while she's playing the piano. That was
Yeah.
great. It was just like, you're horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
If it maybe if it would have just had a comedy horror tone
Mhm.
to it the whole time, maybe I
Yeah.
could like like
Yeah.
how we watched like Happy Death Day to You
Mhm.
or what was the one with the other killer, Totally Killer? I think
Yeah.
that's what it was
Oh,
called.
yeah.
Totally cool.
Yeah, like if it was something like that where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, it's playing into this.
Mhm.
I think it could have been more like a showing the positives and negatives of both sides of it, of like, okay, we're both making points here that we're not seeing, instead of just I hate you too, but there's no real like reason beyond just boomer millennial shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel like you're really making a point. I feel like you're just hitting a bag that is
Mhm.
easy to hit.
Yeah.
You're
And
hitting a
like
dead horse.
they were trying to make it like, I think they were trying to put it started off more like a comedy rather than a horror comedy, because she'd have flashes of like her dead father, but how they were having it was setting up to be a horror, not a horror comedy. Like how
Right.
they had everything, it was definitely, I would believe, if some like fucking black magic shit starts going on or something and some real fucked up shit happened, because that's how it came off. It didn't come off like something be funny. Um, other than she has shitty friends and she's a shitty human.
you and it's I guess like the point that it's trying to make is like you gotta realize you're being shitty, right? You're the way that you are, you're shitty. And then it's like, oh, tone deaf. And it's like, well,
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like murdering people is definitely a good giveaway that you might be shitty.
but he doesn't realize that.
No, he doesn't.
No.
It's like the
I
way
love
that,
his little killing spree he went on though.
well, it's because, like she sucks at piano. Everybody else can see it, but she can't
Mhm.
because she doesn't realize it. And it's just you're shitty and you don't even realize it. I guess is just how it is.
Everyone's been lying to you this entire time.
Which is kind of sad.
We're all shitty and we don't realize it.
We're all shitty. Yeah.
Like when I tried to play violin and I was just learning, my mom would tell me like, you need to practice more, you're horrible. Like, and that sucks, but at least she's honest.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks, Bob. I just picked it up. Thanks.
yeah, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star was pretty horrible. I remember playing that myself and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to sound
I
like
don't
this.
think a lot of people realize just how much time and effort it really takes to be good at an instrument.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people
Yeah.
have enough
See,
patience for it.
that's the
I don't.
thing that boggles my mind, is like she definitely didn't have the patience for it, because she dreamed to like become a pianist,
Mhm.
and she never put in the practice for it.
I mean,
like, maybe
I feel like she probably could have, except that
Exactly.
learning that your dad committed suicide while you were at your recital, like, I feel like that would probably fuck you up a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
she
it was
has
so
like
bad that I killed myself.
Yeah. So,
yeah, that's pretty rough.
See, my parents just didn't go to my band stuff. Like, they went to a few, but then they just stopped going. So
Yeah, my parents went, but then I was just like, I don't want to do this.
I was just like, you guys are going to like, you guys aren't going to the ones where I'm good now.
Mhm.
You just went to the ones where I sucked, and then you're like, I don't want to go to these. You drop me off, and then you drive back. Like, just stay.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
I
just
hate.
stay
This is
was
just
one.
gonna be me just talking about.
Parents
Uh,
being disappointing.
That's fair.
it's just like, why, why,
Why?
why? It's so. It sucks because it like my friends would be like, "Oh, where are your parents at?" I'm like, "Not here."
Not here, man.
If
Solid
the school was
question. Don't
close, they
know.
would have just made me walk.
Yeah. That is pretty shit, though. Way to let us
Yeah,
down.
it's not the.
Yeah, my mom didn't want to bring my little sister because she'd make a lot of noise, and I was like,
That's
There's
fair.
babies in the audience,
Mm-hmm.
literal babies."
Yeah.
My dad just didn't want to go, and I'm like, "All right,
Okay.
cool." He told me that in person, just being like, I was like, "Do you want to go?" And he's like, "I don't want to go." I'm like, "Then don't go."
Yeah.
So
Appreciate
Yeah.
the honesty, but literally, you could have just like faked it and went. Like, support your kid. Whatever.
Nope.
Nope.
He's not. I want to set the record straight too. I don't think my parents are horrible people. I have done terrible. I'm sure I've done some things that aren't the best either for them. Existing for one. I mean that makes
Yeah. How
sense.
dare you?
My brother, when he was 2 years old, took poop and smeared it on the walls. Like I guess it makes sense. Well, you did smear poop on the wall, so I'm not going to your band recital thing. Like, all right, that's fair. If someone smeared poop on my wall, I probably wouldn't want to be on talking terms with him either. So, and that rounds out the whole
The
podcast.
whole get me out of here. I'm gonna go to bed.
Yeah, Cat needs to.
I'm
This
dying.
is a
survive.
shorter episode because
This movie
Yeah.
had literally nothing to it.
Yeah.
Cass is dying, and I prefer to be alive. And we'll be here next week, anyways.
maybe.
Yeah, if we don't go to
I hope-
war first.
No.
Well,
I'm
I was
not-
gonna say, depending on if Cass is sick or if you are,
God knows where.
God knows where.
Look. I'm an eldritch being. I can't be contained to just one area. I'll be here. The only
So-
reason I was gone, my boyfriend was here, and I need to spend time with him because I don't get to see him often.
I'm always here because I have nothing.
Yeah. Anyway, get us out.
Okay,
I
we're on
wanna
Spotify
end.
and YouTube. Subscribe and like and all that stuff. And if you find us and you download the episode, I will send you one kiss virtually. So it's yours. Do with it that you want. If you want to plant it on your butt, I'm whatever, it's yours. You do what you want.